Hey, Kazi. How's it going? Hello, DJ Gaiden Tech. See everyone in this game. I want to switch. I do have a list of um, other games in the description if you think it might be a little more interesting to watch me play a different one. Just gotta call out a Switch game and, give me 10 minutes to 5 to 10 minutes to track it down and put it in the system. The heck down right. And wait, Gazi. DJ Gaiden Tech is Landon. Oh man, I need to put two and two together more often. Hi Shaheem, Shane. Landon, my first playthrough, full playthrough was Pokemon Red when it came out in the US. I played around with Green a little before it came out in the US. Hello, Wesley. Weasel. Ah. So, for those who have not been on this much, yeah, black and white on my Game Boy Pocket. Can ask me stuff, I'll talk. Sometimes people like Kazi here stare at the gameplay. I think if asked, I could technically legally play Pokemon Red on an emulator because take me 3 minutes to pull out my cartridge, and I'd have it, the emulator up on the screen. Hey Sneed, I am, and oddly, so is the wife. Because that means she can do her own thing, and then I have to pester her about it after. Yeah, I just, put up my cartridge in the background, start playing. There is one Switch emulator. I don't know the name of it. I'm playing this off real hardware. Do not Kazi, I was gonna say, do not share it in chat, but, you could communicate it on Discord. But, yeah, I use real hardware. If I unplug it, comes up on the screen, plug it back in, goes back on the screen. So, yeah, there is an emulator. I just won't be using any emulators for any system that I can play over HDMI at the moment. The heck is that noise? Hey, if you don't wanna, you know, pay for a remade game, I'm not one to judge. So, I have a... Carlos gave me the idea of using my GoPro Hero 8 as a streaming device. But apparently, I lost my battery charger and the battery's flat, and it being plugged into the computer or the wall doesn't really help with the charging, and I need a firmware update to utilize it for Linux. So I'm getting a new charger for it on Wednesday. I'm gonna see if I can get 4K video out of it as a streaming camera. I will say something regarding this game. I have not been reading into things to do in this game and whatnot. Like, no spoilers. However, I will say, I have started looking up how to do quests in the game. Because apparently people are not liking the RNG in the quests. And I don't particularly blame them for disliking it. I think Landon would be a little annoyed with my recent purchase of, well, my recent mail from Limited Run Games of the Castlevania collection, where I basically rebought Castlevanias 1 through 4, and got 2 Game Boy games I never owned. So, Weasel. Yeah, that purchase was all Konami and Limited Run Games. Now, the interesting thing about Konami is they're currently a pachinko machine Um, I was gonna say thank you for pointing out the fact it was a GoPro turning off. I have a couple of medical devices to keep me healthy that make weird sounds. So, whenever I hear a weird sound, I immediately wonder if it's an alarm going off on something that's keeping me alive. I wouldn't particularly call pachinko gambling, but it's, let's say, gambling adjacent. So, as usual, I'm gonna ask if anybody has questions they feel like asking me. What's a loot box company? Is that like EA? Um, I think EA has a lot of loot boxes in their games now. There's no such thing as Activision anymore. That's now Microsoft. So, that quest I just completed, despite the no spoilers rule I had for this, apparently some people have spent over 100 hours on that one. Apparently, yeah, Kazi, apparently to counter that, Sony put in a bid for buying Bungie, um, company famed for some power PC game called Combat Evolved or something. Played it on a G5 once. That game was slick. That is a great gravel. Wait, my satchels? I kind of like the idea of NVIDIA ARM, but regular the regulation for that seems a little. Like, I don't like big companies. If a company could do just has a monopoly on, I wouldn't quite say monopoly for PC GPU market. Um, I've often enjoyed my AMD Radeons for GPUs. Like honey mushrooms. I'm currently running a 6600 GT, and Carlos has two of those. So, I'm an AMD guy. Hey, I was just happy with the AMD. I was finally able to find a reasonably good CPU within $150 of MSRP. So apparently feeding these bugs, it's best not to plop them on the head. Weasel, I was rocking Intel for 12 years, and then when I went for a new PC build, um, I went with a Ryzen, just like Carlos did, And as somebody who doesn't write programs for, commercial purposes or what have you, but, needs data optimization for parsing what is called big data. The Ryzen was a godsend. Bugged in like my mushroom. My biggest reason would be lower heat to get more out of multi-core performance. Yeah, I have a $130 water cooler on mine to help with performance. And it's actually like more than 10% better than the $110 heat sink I was running that didn't even fit in my case. So, granted, the water cooler didn't even fit in my case, so I had a small size case, all things considered. Pre-builts are better than self-builts. Maybe an orange berry. My roommate wanted a PC and I spec'd it out for him, then he ended up not liking Windows and sold the PC to me for half I was through months later. Well, I don't like Windows either. At the moment, I'm playing on for the past 5 months, I've been running nothing but Linux. So, and at this point in my life, I don't think I could. Ooh. At this point in my life, I don't think I could run non-Linux. One of those guys. Mac has some pretty looking hardware. Not gonna lie. But it's pretty looking hardware. If you're trying for good software integration, so Weasel, what do you do on your desktops? Like, so are you familiar with Doctor Who? The TV show from the BBC? Or actually anything that requires video editing done by the BBC? Linux does great with video editing. All of Top Gear, the video editing for that, all the splicing, is done on a Linux computer. And they've been that way since 2008. No, it was 2006. And, all the video editing I've ever done, I tried doing it in Windows, and I'm like, you know, how the heck do I use this, and why is it so slow? Also, compared to Mac, like, rendering a video, DaVinci Resolve. Well, while I'm sitting around, let's see. DaVinci Resolve Linux. Take a look at that one. Yes, and hey look, it even runs an arch. Um, the M1 Mac processor is so good. I replaced my Hackintosh with an M1, and I haven't turned it on for 2 months. I used my Hackintosh on an i7 Dell module computer that I upgraded myself pretty much weekly for 3 years. So, yeah, the M1 was so good I stopped using it. I don't recommend Hackintoshing a laptop. Laptops have a tendency to have issues with Wi-Fi drivers compatible with Macs. Yep, they don't have dedicated GPU support. However, I will say that there are some cards for the Mac Pro that work, but you're basically going around hoping for up-to-date Mac Pro drivers, or in my situation, getting a graphics card and modifying a Mac Pro graphics driver. I don't recommend that type of hex editing to the faint of heart. Oh, that's cool. Who is this guy looking for? I mean, you know, Mac laptops do have Wi-Fi chips, so what you would need to do is get the Wi-Fi card for a Mac laptop, because they're resold, they're not Apple OEMs. And then unscrew it and replace the, I think they're up to four wires now. The hardest part is to get the screw bit correct to open the case. Oh, and you know, since it's a Windows laptop, those are typically you know, Philips. So. I do think it'd be cool to have like a, if possible, have like a Razer laptop running open core and having Mac OS on there. Now, um, one thing I will say about DaVinci Resolve on an M1 Mac laptop is there's a chance that the DaVinci Resolve software is not optimized for the Mac laptop. At which point, might have been better to get a Ryzen laptop. Seen some good Ryzen laptops that are least competitive with the first generation M1 Mac Pros, MacBook Pros. Wait, they optimized DaVinci Resolve for Metal? Is it for Metal 1.0 or Metal 2.0? The M1 has a different graphics instruction set compared to the Metal chip, which is everything I've been looking for with my, when I was running a Hackintosh. I needed Metal drivers compatible with the GPU unit I was using. All I can tell you though is first-hand experience with the M1s is the unified RAM. I run out of RAM if I have HDR turned on. Yeah, what I'm getting at with the M1 and DaVinci is, I know they changed how metal works, so your mileage may vary, and it, don't follow me, you know, hashtag not financial advice. Um, I'd read reviews about DaVinci Resolve and running on M1s to you know um, see if it's actually feasible, or if you're better off buying a Ryzen Linux computer and blazing it. And again, to those who are curious, I will play another game upon request. Look in the description for a link of games I have for Switch, NES, and Super Nintendo. I'm just playing Legends Arceus because someone recommended it, and I'm having a little bit of fun. There is somebody around with Brilliant Diamond or Shining Sapphire. Let me know. I have a Graveler that I'd like to get up into a Golem. By the way, I do all my editing on Caden Live. Because it was free and I like the interface. Maybe this will be a good use for Winterflame. Caden Live does. Well, ooh, that's a bad shot. Well, if I use more video editing, maybe I would get into DaVinci Resolve. Color grading. What do you need color grading for? Are there like high requirements for color detail in the videos you edit? Been diving into the world of color grading, and it's amazing. All cameras we use really shoot flat, and then we can grade it however we want. So because it's flat, way more dynamic range. So FLAC is more dynamic range than what is it? M.264 or something. Ah, flat. Yeah, I read FLAC, and I know that as a open source video codec. So probably best you made that correction, because I didn't think codecs had anything to do with grading. I thought they only had to do with compression. Um, most of my MP3 player is FLAC audio. Because if you have speakers that have high dynamic range and you do say a vinyl rip, utilizing the high dynamic range, that does make sense. What are your thoughts on the AV1 codec for such an application? I only ask about AV1 because I've been seeing more and more videos posted in it, and it was included in a recent VLC update for media playback. Well, my opinion, if you have hardware acceleration for H.265, which Horizon 5 does, and it enables you to do your work, no real point in rocking the boat. There is a chance that if AV1 is better and whatnot, but you need to, invest in 8K cameras, for example. Probably not worth it at the time unless you're setting up for a broadcaster that redistributes media in 8K. Like the Japanese PBS NHK. I think when I was looking over the AV1 standard, having like a JPEG type image in, what is it, like 32 megapixels? Taking up about the same spot as a true color JPEG with higher dynamic range, I thought it was a good idea. So look at that, you gave me something to talk about while I was side questing, diverting from the main quest. Thank you. So, Weasel, what type of computer are you running at home for your video editing? I'm assuming it's a Windows computer that you built for your roommate. Ooh. 9700K is pretty good. That's like a generation or two behind what I'm rocking with my Ryzen. So that's pretty darn good. Hopefully that was assembled for the roommate. Hopefully that was assembled before the prices went up. Oddly enough, my water-cooled Ryzen makes my office the coldest room in the house. It's just blowing and outputting air colder than room temperature all day. I'm not going to disclose what my computer cost with the ultra-wide HDR 4K monitor I'm looking at is, because I definitely didn't pay MSRP. Had a friend of a friend get me some discounts. Although, no lie, the computer tax deductible, so. Hello, Medardo. Hello again, Medardo. Man. MSRP on a 3090. I get a little annoyed with graphics cards recently. I had two 750 Ti's, and it turned out they were better than the 1030s I was getting. How's it going, Medardo? talking with Weasel here about computer stuff. Nah, those crypto bros who are eating it, I might add, or taking cards from gamers. And, you know, I'm not even a gamer, so to say. I'm a research scientist. So, when I get new graphics cards, a newer graphics card with more CUDA units, the added processing helps me do big data manipulations easier. And if I was still in the position to be manipulating gigantic sets of data, the 660 XT would probably be saving me hours of compute time compared to the 750 Ti I was rocking. Hey, there's a reason why I say that security and mobile talk. So, talking about the game real quick, this guy I'm talking to you becomes a giant ripoff at some point. But apparently there's a way to farm high-selling nuggets later in the game that makes the fact the final upgrade cost of 60,000 negligible. And just a fair warning, I'm probably going to be hopping off in 20 or so minutes. So if either of you have a talking point you'd like me to discuss other than playing around with computers and whatnot, let me know. And for some reason, it would seem to be a good idea for me to pull out some of the audio while talking and set it up as a standalone video. I'm in favor of that. I may actually go through and review some of my these chat logs. Hey Chuck. And compare the timestamp, see if there's anything interesting, and pull it out and just have a standard video. If it can sustain for 5 minutes. How's it going today, Chuck? I am currently using a Pixel 6 Pro. Good phone, by the way. I've been using it for quite some time. Because needs comments, and because my BlackBerry stopped working, I didn't want to overpay for a used one. What have you noticed with the 6 Pro, Medardo? Six phone Pro, a good phone, bad phone. How does it compare to your BlackBerry? Wait, telemarketers still call phones? I must be out of the loop. It's been a while since I've encountered a telemarketer. If you want, you could technically use a full-sized keyboard as like a USB-C cable or a multi. Do I have one sitting around here? No, a multi-input dongle for USB-A. And you can actually type on the Pixel, going back to the Pixel 1, using a full-size keyboard if you want. Sting says the closest USB dongle I see to me is a headphone wire, which is something I've only used 3 times. So, I must say the USB C connector on these phones is far superior to needing to use a OTG cable. has made me realize how heavy my Mexican accent is. Text-to-speech often has me realize that sometimes I can be speaking in a thick French accent. So I don't know if that is good or if that is bad, but c'est la vie. I'm just happy that I rarely see automated operators assume what language you would like to interact with them based on accent. Because if I am really tired, start sounding like a Frenchman, and they put me on the Spanish line, which is horrible. Medardo, do you mind do you mind the text-to-speech mixing up your words too much? Good lord, this mission is a hike. I was actually surprised with my my 6 Pro when it started to randomly start accepting commands in French, despite the fact I have it registered as my primary language of being English. So that's actually quite convenient in my opinion. And apparently it does it all offline, which is good. I like me having that type of stuff restricted to offline chips. I mean, if you were on an iPhone, would you really like to have Apple know how many times you've asked Siri to have your babies? Ooh, that's a giant parasect. flame wheel. Yeah. Now to kill all my monsters. Wait. Damn. Oh my. I'm not an iPhone person. My brother has one for work. I will admit the keyboard typing experience better on his work iPhone. When you press the keys, the feedback feels better. I'm actually really bad at typing on iPhones. Like, I just can't type on them as quickly as I can type on the Google keyboard. That's where he set that. It's like I'm playing on the Google, typing on the iPhone keyboard, and certain special characters I can't locate. I guess I am a creature of habit. I also like on the Google keyboard, if I like hold down E, I get accent grave and accent aigu. It's my opinion, it's fab. Anyone else on here want to talk about their mobile keyboard typing experiences? What is Swift Key? Is that like tracing things out or something? Keyboard is good, but I'm so bad at typing. You know, if you think about it, we're not particularly designed to be good at typing. Ooh, paralyzed. Like hunting and pecking. Ah, voila. I'll be the first to admit I'm not the greatest of typists on the mobile phone. So, to all of you who are here watching, um, I was only expecting to sit around for about an hour. Managed an hour and a half. So on that note, thank you for chatting with me, and I didn't know Parises were so aggressive. Have a good day. I'm getting up. The Pokemon Paris.
Oh, are you playing Pokemon?
Yeah.
Okay. Final Fantasy 14 doesn't work.